Jessie V. So, as you have already read from the title, yes, I have faked sick before. But I feel like we all have, right? Come on, don't even lie. We're not all angels over here, okay? We all have a very small percentage of rebel inside of us. I know that at least once in your life, you have faked sick so you did not have to endure school or work. Don't deny it. Don't do it. Lying in your comfortable bed was way better than a math test. So, this happened back when I worked at a craft store. I really hated working there. I have made so many V-times about weird experiences that I've had there, and I have way more that I haven't done V-times on. Like, the things that I could tell you are crazy. But for now, we're gonna talk about the time that my boss caught me faking sick. Karma at its finest. I honestly have the worst luck. You guys know this by now. So, at the time I had this job, I was going to school. So I would have shifts after class and on the weekends. I basically had no time to myself ever. Well, there was this one particular weekend that I really did not want to go to work because my mom had planned this shopping trip and she really wanted me to go. So I was like, horrible work, awesome shopping trip. Which one should I choose? You know which one I chose. Yeah, I didn't want to go to work. I was exhausted from school. It was the middle of December, so the store was packed to the brim, and I just really wanted to go shopping. So as you can imagine, I started thinking of ways that I could call my boss to tell her that I was sick. I just didn't feel like cashing out over 500 people complaining about the prices of our Christmas products. Customers around Christmas are crazy. They're horrible. Now, I had never called in sick before, so I was a little bit nervous. Could I really pull this off? Well, the answer was no, but I didn't know that at the time. So my shift was from 10 to 5 on Saturday, the exact time that I was supposed to be at the mall. So I decided to call on Friday evening. My manager picked up the phone and I tried my best to sound really tired and sick. You know how you can talk really softly and make it sound like your voice is hurting? I was like,
I don't think I can make it into work tomorrow. I really don't feel well. My fever is like 110 and I might die.
Okay, I wasn't that dramatic, but you know what I mean. And my manager really wasn't a sympathetic person, so she literally told me to go back to bed so I can be better for work the next day. So I was like, uh-oh, what do I do now? I realized that I should have just called Saturday morning. Why was I calling the day before my shift? Because my boss was right. Technically, there could be a possibility that I would feel better the next day. I had a whole night to sleep it off. Who calls the night before their shift? So without even thinking, I blurted out,
And I also severely twisted my ankle and I can't walk. My foot is completely swollen.
like, I don't even know where that came from. It just quickly came out of my mouth before I even knew what I was saying. So there was silence on the other end of the phone for a few seconds. I mean, come on, my boss must have known that I was totally making excuses. Who twists their ankle and gets the flu on the same day? I mean, if that has happened to you before, then that sucks. Yeah, I was just really bad at faking sick and I called at the wrong time, so I just had to bring my ankle into the equation because really badly twisted ankles don't get better overnight. But my boss still told me to go to my bed, sleep it off, and my ankle would feel better the next morning. And I was like,
I don't think it will. I don't think it'll be better.
so she told me to call her in the morning to update her on how I was feeling. She was like,
Ice your foot, prop it up, suck it up, kiss it better, do whatever you need to do, and come to work tomorrow.
I love how I give her a low voice. She's scary, okay? So I just gave in and agreed. In my head, I was like, okay, I'll call her in the morning and I'll tell her that I'm even worse. And just so you know, my mom had no idea that I had a shift on Saturday. She thought that I had the day off and that's why I was going shopping with her. She did not know that I was trying to fake sick. So if you're watching this, Mom, I'm sorry. Don't kill me after. I'm not ready to die. So the next day I called in right before I headed to the mall. I told my boss that I still wasn't feeling well and my ankle was the size of Alaska. I thought that finally this would convince her. I thought that maybe she would finally say that I did not have to come into work. I was wrong because you know what she said? She goes,
Listen, come into work and I will get you a stool to sit on.
she wanted me to sit on a stool while I cash people out. What a smart cookie. So I quickly replied with,
I really appreciate that you want to give me a stool, but we can't do that because my ankle really needs to be propped up.
and this woman still has ideas on how to get me to come and work. She goes,
Okay, fine. We'll get you a stool to sit on and we'll get you a second stool to put your foot on. Problem solved.
can you guys see why I really did not like working there? I couldn't even get a sick day off. And yeah, technically I wasn't really sick, but what if I was? What if my ankle really was the size of a balloon? Who wants to work like that? So finally, after arguing back and forth, she told me that that I could stay home. Finally. Which meant a long day of shopping for Jessie V. And yeah, I sound so horrible, but come on, everyone has done it. It was really hard for me to get days off at that place, so I kind of just had to take matters into my own hands. I was also immature back then. So I'm at the mall with my mom having a great time. We went out for lunch, we visited my favorite stores, we're walking around the mall sipping on iced coffees. It's great. We're having a great day. Well, our great day did not last very long because you guys know that I have horrible luck. So the worst thing that could possibly happen happened. The very last store my mom and I went to was H&M. And as I was standing outside of the change room waiting for my mom to try on clothes, guess who I see walk into the store? My manager. She has always had morning to afternoon shifts, and then she would go home. She was always the only one in the store that could go home early. So she must have just gotten off work and then decided to go to the mall. If this does not show you that karma will come to get you if you do something wrong, then I don't know what will. So I'm standing there wondering what the heck I should do. And obviously the first thing that comes to my mind is to hide. Do I duck behind a clothing rack? Do I pull my hair in front of my face? Do I use another human as a shield? I was so desperate that I could have posed as a mannequin. Well, I did not make a decision fast enough because we made eye contact. And the minute her eyes locked with mine, I felt like my heart exploded in my chest. My insides went completely numb. I felt like a lemon that was just squeezed. What? And oh my goodness, the look on her face. I will never forget the look on her face. It still haunts me to this day. She looked at me dead straight in the face and then slowly looked down at my feet. And my ankle was not swollen. My ankle was beautiful. She did not approach me. All she did was look at me and kind of nodded her head as if to say, wow, I just caught you in the act. I'm so glad your job means so much to you. And then she turned around and walked away. She didn't have to say anything to me because her look told me everything she needed to say. And let's be real, she had a good reason to be upset with me. I was definitely in the wrong here. You can't just fake sick and then get caught and expect everything to be okay. I was being a terrible employee. Just don't lie to your boss, okay? Unless you're good at it. So yeah, the next shift at work was extremely awkward. I almost decided just never to go back in again, but I needed the money. I was in school. So I arrived at work, my boss took me into her office, and we had a long chat. Very long, awkward, scary chat. They didn't fire me, but ever since then they treated me way worse than they already did. So I definitely learned my lesson, and it was all for a shopping trip, which was kind of worth it because I got some really cool stuff. Anyways though guys, that is the end of my story. The winner is Haley's Beauty 715. She was randomly selected and she left a awesome entry, and all of you guys really left awesome entries. So if you did not win this time, do not worry because I'm gonna have tons and tons of more giveaways. So there will be many other opportunities for you to win, but congratulations Haley. Check your messages. As usual, my social media information is below along with my vlog channel and my PO Box information, so check that out. And until next time guys, bye!